Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome to Innovation. This is Innovating a Game Changer podcast, and today we're going to look at a little bit more about how to start an innovation culture. I'm your innovator, Nevada Smith, and you're listening to Innovating a Game Changer podcast. All right, welcome back to Innovating a Game Changer podcast. Today we're going to take a little bit of a look at exactly how to change the culture of your IT organization and bring it into one that's going to be very, very innovative and drive towards the innovation that you're looking for within your organization. And we do that in a couple of ways. So the first thing we really want to take a look at is understanding what that culture is all about and making sure that we're doing what's necessary to drive that innovation culture forward. So the first thing I do when I go into an organization is I start to look around and find out what type of people are in the organization, who's available, what do they do on the side, are they doing iPhone applications, Android applications, do they attend user groups, are they presenting, are they going ahead and doing development on open source technologies that are out there and doing things like that. Those are the types of people that I'm looking for. Those that are not just working on exactly what they're working on at work, but those people that are actually invested in their career and moving forward with the technologies that they're interested in. So what I do is I grab those people together and I bring them into a room and I talk to them a little bit about innovation and the innovation workshops and how to start to think about things in an innovative way. So we start an innovation center of excellence, and the first couple of sessions with those are normally lunch and learns, and this is where I bring in the workshop overviews and teach them a little bit about the innovation process, and then we start to look at individual things that could be starting to be improved, and then really get their feedback on if there are any other people that they think would be interested. So we start to change the culture from within. We start to get people interested in the innovation process, and then I also work with them through the workshops, and we take certain workshop activities, especially from SAFe 4.0 or 4.5 even. There is a process in there that's called feature that takes capabilities down to feature sets and feature sets down to acceptance criteria, and I always drive that into the team. It's really good while you're doing estimation processes to run through those activities. It's a post-it note activity. You write down the capabilities of what it is that you're trying to create. From those capabilities, you write down a different set of post-it notes, different color, the set of features, and then you drive it all the way down to acceptance criteria to implement those features. And what that helps do is actually take people through the exercise of thinking through the whole product and actually getting a really good estimate on exactly what it is that's going forward. So I take those things. SWOT analysis is another great one. Fishbone or Ishikawa diagrams is a great tool to use for solving particular problems in a collaborative way with everybody in the room, all the way from the subject matter experts all the way up to the developers that need to be in the room, along with any of the decision makers inside of the company. Those people are important too. You want to bring those forward and start taking them through activities where we're actually doing this type of work. And you'll start to see that people get energized around a workshop rounds and activities that we do, and you start to really bring that playful nature in of what it is that you can be building and getting out to the market. As the team starts to get a little bit more advanced, I start to hold one-day sessions, and those are normally reserved for kicking off a brand new IT product development cycle. This will take us from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and at the afternoon session we will actually know, the whole team, whether it's 30 or 40 people, the whole team will know exactly what it is that we're trying to build. We've got customer journeys and customer personas activities in there. We've got SWOT analysis, Ishikawa diagrams, sequence diagramming using a tool called Stream.io, which you can get at streamio.com, that helps you go through each of the customer journeys that are implementing the necessary features and functionality that you want to be looking at. A real great tool. We do a full exercise of about 60 minutes on that one, and then we do a set of screen diagrams where we're plugging the screens into the actual customer journeys. Again, looking for customer value that's driving these particular products forward. Now, I've already presented on previous podcasts the information about the Design Sprint, which I think is a really, really good tool if you don't really know if you've got a product that's going to be great for the market. So making sure that you've got that customer buying, got that customer value before you go to the market. I would go into the 5-day sprint, the first Design Sprint. This also can prove to be a great tool for Sprint Zero. Under a normal agile an agile approach, you can utilize the Design Sprint as your Sprint Zero. Brings everybody on a full understanding within a week, and then you're going to take it out to the market, get that feedback from the market, and be able to drive that back into the process. So we've set up a culture. We set up a center of excellence around the innovation. We start to get their ideas and on how can we do these workshops better? How can we do activities better? What activities do they like to do? Go out to the innovation body of knowledge, which exists out on the internet, and pull in particular activities that they think they would like to do, and we'll give those a try, and we'll get the feedback on those and see if we can actually bring them into a further workshop. Plenty of books available on that. I have a library of innovation books that are sitting on my shelf at work. I encourage everybody to read those. I'm handing them out. I'm giving them an activity associated with that. So we may take a look at the Design Sprint book. We'll take a look at an activity out there and see if that's something that we would want to do just on a weekly basis. Just pull that into some of the work that we're doing. The other innovation books are full of ideas as well. There's case study innovation books which take you through large and small organizations and how they implement innovation. But at the end of the day, it's really about fostering that innovation and working in an innovative way and holding everybody accountable to do that. If you take the SAFe principles themselves and actually walk through those principles, they talk about getting leadership and executive sponsorship before moving forward with any sort of innovation. That's a great way to start it off as well. And there's a tool out here on the internet. It's called IdeaScale. And I'm currently running a challenge utilizing IdeaScale right now. And the IdeaScale allows people to put their ideas in. So this is a great way to get company sponsorship. Companies want to be innovative. They want to put out new product, especially in the IT community. They want to put out new product to the market. So having a tool like this available to you is a really good way to be able to bring that forward. So I'll do a presentation to the executives in the organization. I'll run this IdeaScale challenge. I construct a question around something that we're trying to solve. In this particular case, we're looking at mobile capabilities with our mobile applications. What can we do to excite and bring more customer value forward? So we gather those ideas. And with the company that I'm at right now, there is 400 staff members that are all welcome to participate in this particular IdeaScale challenge. So the question goes up, each individual can put in some information about their particular idea, and you get this back and forward going on where people are responding to the idea and adding on to the idea, and then individuals are voting up ideas and voting down ideas. At the end of the week, I typically run this for 1 week. At the end of the week, what you end up with is 90 or 100 ideas in the system, some of which have now been voted to the top of the stack. We typically look at all of them. We scan all of them. We want to make sure that anything that came in late, if it's a good idea, we want to be able to push that forward as well. So we take a look at all of them. We spend special attention to those that have the highest value from a voting perspective, and those are the ones that we'll typically take into a one-day kickoff session. Or if we're not sure if it's going to work, we'll kick off a design sprint. That's the Google Ventures design sprint process. And if you're interested more about the Google design sprint process, go ahead and take a look at my videos on that, my podcasts on that. I walk through those in detail, and there's a great 30-minute overview of that particular process. If you go out to gv.com/sprint, that will take you out to the Google Ventures design sprint. And of course, they've got the sprint figuring out if ideas are good in 5 days. And again, we would take an idea from this If we think it's going to, we're not real sure if the customer value is there, we'll take it out to the market in prototype format in exactly 1 week. At the end of the week, we know, yes, we're onto a top idea or we're not. So I hope this has given you some information about what I do to try and change the culture of an organization and try to drive forward innovation within an organization. These are the tools and techniques that I typically start with. If you've got any comments on this, please leave it below. I love bringing you this information. This is a passion of mine. So if you've got any feedback, please go ahead and put that in the comments below. So you've been listening to Innovating a Game Changer, and this was how to start an innovation culture. I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.